Good evening, Tiger Nation, and welcome to Sturgis Physical Education Center here on the campus of Ouachita Baptist University. It is GAC volleyball time here at SPEC. We've got a good matchup here for you between the University of Arkansas at Monticello Cotton Blossoms and your Ouachita Tigers. Tigers are coming into this matchup 3-4 overall, tied for third in the GAC Eastern Division. Monticello coming in 2-5 and 2-5 in conference, and they are in fifth in the GAC Eastern Division. Like I said, this year GAC is divided up into two divisions, East and West, to limit travel between teams. So it's basically all the Arkansas schools and all the Arkansas schools and all the Oklahoma schools. I am Matthew Branch, and joining me today is former Ouachita head volleyball coach Danny Prescott. He's going to be our color analyst today, like he has been for the past few games. Once again, great to have you on here tonight.
Thank you. It's always fun to get to do this. Excited about the game tonight, too.
And it's looking like we're going to have a pretty good one tonight. I said, there's a little bit on the line here as you're getting near the end of the season for Ouachita. You want to stay in that third place position, that 3 seed going into the tournament. For UAM, they're trying to get out of that 5 seed, and if they win tonight, they could tie it back up. It'll depend on what Henderson does, as they're tied with Ouachita, both at 3-4 on the year.
And in our first matchup against them, again, watch that one online. We didn't play very well against them, so you could just see it. Anytime we made a little mini run, they countered it with a big run. So I'll be excited to see how we step up. Hopefully they've got that kind of that memory of what that match went like, and they don't have those let-ups where you give up a few points.
We saw that last week against SAU where they really settled in, were able to jump out to quite a few points. And then, we saw one where they jumped out to a few points, about 11-point lead on the Mule Riders. And they kept that lead all the way till the end.
Yes.
Ended up winning by 10 points. In the next set, they were tied until 15, and then the Tigers went on another 10-point run. I think it was a 10-2 run to win it. And then in the third set, we saw it back and forth the entire way where Ouachita won by 2. So last week, we kind of saw everything.
Yes. And honestly, that's the fun part of volleyball, because every night there's going to be those runs that somebody makes, and it's just exciting when a team steps up to that challenge. And obviously very glad that we won against SAU, but it was nice when SAU got to that third set and they didn't give up. And that's just a lot of character for both teams, but especially for a team like SAU that's kind of struggled this year, for them to just continue to fight. And if they do that the whole time, they're obviously building for next year. But, they might pull one off, which could help us down the road because we've already played them twice.
Definitely.
But I'm excited to see what we do tonight against UAM. It was a good matchup. Last time, I think we lost. It was a 4-setter. And tonight, hopefully, we'll step up, and it'd be great if we could do it in 3, but we'll take a 5-setter if that's what it takes to win.
Right, so no matter how many sets, the important part is the win at the end of it. Ouachita and Monticello about even in a lot of statistical categories here. Like I said, Ouachita and UAM both near the bottom overall in the GAC in terms of just stat-wise. But we've talked about stats don't mean everything when it comes to volleyball.
Your stats can be bad, but if you have a good game, then that's the one that matters.
Exactly.
And we look at a lot of different statistics. We're leading in digs in the conference, or have the leading liberals leading digs. But that can be a catch-22. It's great that she's doing it. Sometimes that means we're not terminating a ball. The big thing is for us to play like we did against SAU, and I don't remember who we played before that.
Before that, it was they went to
when we played Henderson.
Yep.
The last home match. We played very consistent, both of those. Had a little wave, but it wasn't peaks and valleys. It was just a little bit. So that's what we want to see tonight. Is we want to see a team that steps up and they just play consistently throughout, and just limit those runs.
I said Ouachita, like I said, they've really, after struggling a little bit in the beginning of the season, they've really started to come together, like you said, playing together as one team. And I feel like that was just more of getting used to playing with so many freshmen on the court.
Well, the last 2 matches, since they switched to a 5-1, they've had 4 freshmen on the court, and it's just experience. But those kids have done a great job each time they've been on the court by them. And I say by themselves. When you don't have seniors and juniors around you all the time, you kind of feel like you're alone out there sometimes. But each one of those kids has stepped up and done a really good job. I really like how our outside's been playing. be curious to see what our middles and right sides do tonight.
Like I said, we really saw them dominate last time against SAU. We saw a huge game out of the freshman
EJ
Day. Yep. We had I think she had double-digit kills, sitting at about 11 in 3 sets last week. See if we can have another big night from her.
I think they're just waiting right at the moment for that official time to start the.
Yep. I said waiting to start the lineups and then the national anthem. Like I said, it was supposed to start at 6, but due to some transportation issues on the side of UAM, we had to push it back 30 minutes to where we're starting at, or about to start now.
And for those of you that aren't familiar with the trip between Monticello, Arkansas and Arkadelphia, there is no straight way. So anything that sets you back, it's even longer.
Yeah, not a lot of places you can make up lost time for on that stretch.
It's going to take you 2 hours and change regardless of which way you go. And I think there may be some technical issues with the broadcast, not the broadcast, but the sound system and doing the national anthem.
We'll see what they choose to do. Looks like we might just not be announcing the lineups. Like I said, but tonight is senior night here at Ouachita. We'll be honoring our 2 seniors, J.J. Mack and Shannon Hogan.
And they're both defensive specialists, and they've been a part of a conference championship and a couple of 21 seasons. And again, this is such a unique year that you've got to just be proud of how they're doing as a whole unit. But this is the night where you especially hope that your seniors have a good night and that you end on a win for them.
It looks like we're about to be getting ready to play due to some technical difficulties, no lineups for national anthem. So we'll be getting ready to start. Ouachita Tigers versus the UAM almost said Boll Weevils, the Cotton Blossoms. The GAC definitely brings you some interesting mascots.
Oh, no doubt. It's got to be one of the, as a whole conference, one of the more unique conferences in the country.
Because you've got the UAM Boll Weevils for the men's team. The women's teams are the Cotton Blossoms. Arkansas Tech, the men's teams are the Wonder Boys. Then you've got the Golden Suns for the women's. You've got the Reddies across the street, which you can, whatever that is. You've got the Mule Riders. And then you've got, Ouachita, we're the Tigers, and Harding's the Bison. And so Oklahoma Baptist, they're Bison. And then you've got the Southeastern Savage Storm, the Southern Nazarene Crimson Storm. Other than that, I think the other ones are fairly normal. One's a Cowboy.
The Bulldog and
Cowboys.
Bulldog.
The Eastern Division is where it shines, I feel like, the interesting one.
Absolutely.
And UAM's going to be serving it away first. That's going to be number 1, Katie Pearson. Will be received by Hogan. You see EJ Day getting an early start out there. That was a good dig there by Church. And they'll go out, so Ouachita will get the first point. So they'll take a 1-0 lead here. That was a good job there. It looked like Castello wanted to go for it at first, but decided not to.
She does a really good job of being court aware, knowing where she's at on the court, and she plays with her hands a lot up high, so she's pretty good at reading it when it's going deep.
A good job, a good effort there by Dade trying to get that save, but couldn't quite get it. We'll tie it up at 1-1. Be a quick sub as number 4, Faith Williman, went out for number 22, Kenzie Thornton. On the court right now for Ouachita is going to be EJ Day, Lexi Castello, Riley Fielder, Brooke Jones, Kellen Church. What it was, Zara Thomas, but she just checked out for Emily Lowe. Ouachita now leads it 2-1 after the service error from Monticello. That was a good little bit of floater.
Just a smart little tip.
Tied it back up at 2 apiece.
And she did a good job for UAM reading the court and seeing that the middle was open and just dumped it into the right spot.
And that'll be a reception error there on Day. UAM will take its first lead, 3-2. Another good job there by Castello. Good job by Washita there, kind of getting them unset. That was a great volley there between the two teams to get Washita to tie it back up 3-3.
They're going to both be pretty similar defensively. They're just really scrappy and get a lot of touches on things. In a match like this, what you've got to have is you've got to have one of your outside hitters or somebody step up and really eliminate that defensive presence. And I obviously hope it's the OBU side.
And that'll be a point there on the service error from J.J. Mack.
And that wouldn't surprise me. I don't know if she'll go at J.J. for missing the serve or if she'll try to serve down the line at E.J. There it is.
You see Riley Fielder in there. That was a good dig there by Castello. Another good dig. Church keeps it alive. Fielder with the attack and a kill there for Fielder. It's good to see Fielder getting another start.
Yes. Again, she's one I've known since she was in junior high. Known the family for years before that. But it's exciting to see how well she's matured and become a very strong athlete. She's got a great vertical, tall swing.
UAM thought it went off the hands there of Washita, but it did not. So that'll be point Washita. They're up 5-4. Back to serve is now Shannon Hogan, the senior out of Plano, Texas.
A little delay in the game to question whether or not there was a touch on the swing.
Low there with a kill, but it'll actually go out. So that'll be point for the Cotton Blossoms. They'll tie back up at 5 apiece. That'll be a service error on number 24, Isabel Combs. And it will give Washita a 1-point lead as Emily Lowe heads back to serve.
Now right here with JJ and Shannon on the court, Emily's just going to have to play the deep part of the court and let them have the rest of it because they'll probably swing towards her.
Good job there by Matt. A good job there by Day. A good hard attack, but UAM will keep it alive. A lot of back and forth there at the front row, and UAM will win that one with a kill from, I believe that was number 4, Faith Weileman.
And number 4 leads their team in kills on the season, so she's one of their go-to hitters.
And that will go a little bit too long off the attack from Day, and UAM will now take a 1-point lead, 7-6. Good job keeping it alive there by the Tigers. That's going to go out. That'll be a point for Washita.
Right now it seems like both teams need to just kind of settle into playing because there's a lot of mistakes. Serve receive errors, serving errors. Not clean on communication on both sides of the court, but I think it typically takes us a few points to get into it.
We just saw Kellen Church there serving. She's in top 5 in the GAC for service aces so far. That one was close to the line, but it will be out. UAM takes a 1-point lead, 8-7. Apologize for some technical difficulties with our graphics tonight. Just A little bug that got in the software there, didn't want to connect it. Hopefully it'll come up here later, but until then, we'll be trying to give you a regular score update. So 8-7 now, UAM leads it. And that clips the line. Point Washita, we're tied back up.
Now, we talked about this last game with EJ taking a couple of swings that were, we kind of say they're ill-advised because you blast the ball that's behind you. And we talked about swinging more to that one corner. It looks like she's already made that adjustment into her game, attacking that deep corner, which is an easy kill a lot of times.
And Jones' shot is blocked right back into the court by UAM's number 4. So that's Faith Weileman, and that'll put UAM back up 9-8. Thornton to serve it away, but it'll be an error out of bounds, and that'll be point back to Washita, tied back up at 9s. Back to serve is Castello, the junior out of Greenwood, Arkansas. Leading the entire GAC by digs and digs per set. That one's going to go out of bounds, point UAM.
And at this point, the way they're both playing, it looks like this is going to be a point-for-point kind of thing.
It'll turn into who can get on a few-point run there, and it looks like that might decide this, or set number 1.
A lot of times when you're playing point-for-point, it's that first 3-point swing, and then it's an uphill battle for the other team.
Castro just send it over. Get another dig there by Castro. Fielder with the attack. Received by UAM. Block went out of bounds off the hands of Washita. That'll be another point for UAM. They now lead it by 2. Number 3, Amanda Toyota, to serve it away for UAM. Toyota's out of Brazil. They're transferring from Indian Hills Community College, and that'll be too far out of bounds. And there's that 3-point run we talked about. UAM now leads at 12-9.
And the key here is getting it back right now and not letting it turn into a 5-point swing.
And that will go out of bounds off the reception from Fielder. Now a 4-point lead for the Cotton Blossoms. And it looks like Coach Frizz will call her first time out of the set. We'll stay right here through this one. Washita trails by 4, 13-9 to the UAM Cotton Blossoms.
And if you look at it, and this is one of those times that stats actually tell the true part of the story, we've had 5 attack errors and they've had 1. And there's your 4-point swing. Even though they've missed several serves, they've been more aggressive so far on their serves, just in general. But it's 5 kills to 3. UAM's up. 1 attack error to 5. We've had more total attacks, which again means we're getting some balls back up, but then we're turning that, unfortunately, at this point into a hitting error.
If you take out the errors, then we'd be even in that total attacks.
Yes.
And there wouldn't be this 4-point swing we've just seen. So Washita's going to need to settle in here about a little under halfway through this first set.
And again, this is where being a pretty young team can have, it just plays a part in the game. We're young across the back row, and it's not always young in age. Sometimes it's just young in court time in a certain position. And right here, the UAM, unless she misses her serve, they're going to serve away from our libero.
So that one went today. It's kept alive. And Castro just couldn't get it back over the net. Now a 5-point,
And you got to give UAM a little credit because they are being very aggressive on the serve. She's got a good flat serve that moves a little bit. It's just hard to pass sometimes.
That one's received well that time. Lowe gets a kill there, and that'll put it back to a 4-point Washita deficit.
And that's what we need to continue to do is that we have to serve receive well to allow us to have a very effective offense.
Mack back to serve now for the Tigers. Good job by Mack being there for that one. And that'll be a kill for Fielder. saw that hole there, was able to get that ball right where it needed to be.
And UAM setter, you know how we talk about the one corner being open a lot. She actually plays very deep on the court. Kind of counts on that block to pick up the short ball. So it probably will be open for us a few more times to go short against her.
And there it is again. We're able to go a little bit shorter that time. Now cut down to a 2-point lead. UAM still leads 14-12 here in set number 1. Mack to serve again. A missed reception there by Day. Brings it back to a 3-point, 15-12. So it looks like UAM kind of had a mistake there to send that one over, but then Walsh told me that mistake there in the backcourt. Fielder with another attack. Be blocked down by Lowe. UAM will keep it alive. Cast Lowe with the dig. Fielder with the attack, and it'll go too far out of bounds. 16-12, still a 4-point lead for the Cotton Blossoms. Serving now number 2, Michaela Brown. Lowe with another attack there. It'll be kept alive. Good job there by UAM. Lowe with another one is blocked. And that one tries to get blocked back, but stays on Ouachita side of the net. Now back to a 5-point set, 17-12 UAM. Looks like we had a sub there. Now Bethany Letourneau in for E.J. Day. One of those things, usually as soon as you come into a game, you're going to have one hit straight to you.
Again, they called a timeout. I don't know. Are we going to break this time?
I will stay here for these.
But absolutely, anytime somebody subs in because there's somebody in front of you been struggling or just to change the flow of the game, you want to go right at them and see what they're going to do. Now, there are times if you know a team really well and they make that sub, you may change that serve. But right now, with all these teams still being kind of new to each other, they're going to play that just general rule where you go at somebody that subs in.
So you're in the situation, you're down 6. I know Coach Frizz is talking to her players. What would you be telling them?
Well, the biggest thing is serve receive is what's kind of hurting us right at the moment. And it's one of those moments where it's not one player, it's kind of been as a collective unit. You just want to tell them, like, hey, everybody relax a little bit. Make sure you're picking the ball up on the toss. When the server tosses it, go ahead and pick it up early. You can't always tell what the ball's going to do, but if you know that they've got a top spin serve, you can tell a lot from it. And if it's going to be a float serve, picking the ball up and just keeping your eyes on it the entire play is a good thing. But she's just going to tell them, like, hey, calm down. 6-point run. They were up 5. We cut it to 3. Then we've had a couple of errors that, not that they've earned, that we've made mistakes on. And if we cut our errors down just a little bit, and if you look at the stats, we've had 8 attack errors, 1 serving error, and they've had 3 service aces, so we've had 3 receiving errors. And again, you got to give credit to the other team because it's not always them or you making your own mistakes that cost you, but certain things you can control.
We're back into that one. Like I said, UAM still leads at 18-12. Lowe's block. That was a good job there by the UAM front row to keep that one alive. Fielder gets another kill on the night. Ouachita now cuts it back to 5. That was a great attack there by Fielder. 2 subs on that one. Letourneau and Fielder go out. Hogan and Day come right back in. Hogan 2 served away for the Tigers, and it'll be that's a little bit too low. Point back to UAM, back to a 6-point set. The UAM leads it 19-13. That one's going to go out. Point Ouachita, 19-14.
And it's unique. There are a lot of different types of pregame nerves, but there's something unique, whether it's the last game of the season or a little bit early. When you have senior night, that factors into how your two seniors play, and it factors into how the kids play around them. And sometimes everybody's just got to settle down.
That one went out of bounds there off the hand of the Ouachita front row. UAM leads it by 6, 20-14. Libero to serve away for UAM, received by Hogan. Day with the attack there. UAM keeps it alive.
And like I said, you got to give UAM credit. They keep coming up with the scrap plays. So that means we have to find a way to terminate the ball faster.
So there's been several of those scrap plays where you think Ouachita's going to get the point. Like that right there where UAM was able to pull it back together. And that one's going to be just out of bounds.
And although that's a mistake that cost you this point, that's a learning play for Church. That is a great directional spot to put the ball. She just missed it a little bit wide.
And that one's going to go out of bounds. So it'll be back to 6 points, 21-15 in favor of UAM. A few more subs. Looks like Mack went out, and Brooke Jones now in for the Tigers.
And Church is back to serve.
Church back to serve. Top 5 in GAC in aces. That's going to be blocked. It's going to go back into the court off of number 16, Zara Thomas. 22-15 now.
And if you happen to notice on that TV, if somebody's attacking from the back row and their foot touches the 10-foot line, then it's called a back row attack, which actually that particular play was a back row attack.
Quick substitute.
And they're getting a yellow card for delay of game, which is, oh, it's a red card.
This is new to me because I thought yellow card and red cards were only really seen in soccer.
Well, a red card is supposed to be a point for the other team, and I'm not real sure why I called a red card on that one.
That'll be a point for Ouachita as that one got stuffed back onto the UAM side of the net. So UAM leads at 22-16 here. Set number 1. Letourneau back now to serve. Serves from the opposite side that we typically see. That one should be, no, it will be inbound. 23-16, that was close.
It was, but it caught the corner. That's the angle. You can't see as well from where you're sitting, and I could see it.
So I wasn't quite sure. I knew it was going to be close.
And that's that exact swing. That's that one corner. If you put it there, it is hard to defend that ball.
Letourneau with the reception. I'll get just short, and that'll be another point for UAM. Now set point here, 24-16. You see UAM, looking at stats here, they're hitting 258 to Ouachita's 0-0-0. That was going to be received by Letourneau. Fielder gets another kill on the night. Now a 7-point deficit for Ouachita. Like I said, they've got it. Like I said, at one point, the hitting percentage for Ouachita was -.0 or -.08. So they're getting it back to 0 even, and that will be set point for UAM. They'll take set 1, 25-17. They'll take the 1-0 lead on the evening. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back here with set number 2. You're watching the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
The American dream to me as an immigrant means having the opportunities that my parents didn't have. Being the first one in my family to graduate, it meant everything my parents sacrificed for me to get to this point. It was paying off.
Estoy muy orgulloso de Michael por haberse graduado de colegio.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not had a scholarship. It would just relieve a lot of the financial burden.
I've heard people say, oh, a cheetah.
Oh, Wichita.
Achita.
Oh, Achita.
Is it pronounced Oakita?
Searching for Washita Baptist University.
Back in Texas, everybody pronounces it Wichita, but really, it's Washita.
Washita. Washita.
How would you pronounce it?
Washita.
Washita.
It's Washita Baptist University. Get it right.
It's Washita, people. It's Washita.
Washita.
And welcome back to Sturgis Physical Education Center here at Washita Baptist University. Getting ready to start set number 2. UAM took set 1, 25-17. Washita looking to even it back up here. Like I said, it is senior night at Washita. But you mentioned that, he usually throws in an extra set of nerves to everything.
And hopefully now that they've gotten that first set out of the way, everybody can just kind of relax and go, hey, we're just here to play a game tonight.
Looking around the GAC, well, one of those things we had looked at it, there's not much going on in the state of Arkansas for volleyball, as the Harding SAU game has been postponed, and Arkansas Tech Henderson State also postponed. I at least know that one is due to the Henderson State Arkansas Tech game has been postponed due to COVID protocols on the Henderson side. And you've got 2 other matches from the western side going on tonight as well. But no, this is the only one in the state of Arkansas happening tonight. So Washita looking to bounce back after a set 1 loss. So you need to try to even out some of these stats after a rough start, especially on the attacks.
Yes.
Those 8 attack errors do not look good to you.
And if you just, and it's crazy because it's exponential when you have an attack error versus hitting percentage. But if we cut 4 of those out and turn those into 4 kills, still 4 errors is a lot, but it's all of a sudden you're hitting close to 200, and that's a really close set, and that changes and puts pressure on the other team. When it's not close, they get to relax and just kind of swing. If they make a mistake, there's no real harm to it.
So Washita serves it first. And Day will start off this one with a kill, and Washita gets the first point of set number 2.
I think as opportunities allow, Day can have a field day in that one corner of the court, whether it's a roll shot or a deep corner.
We've got a few different Tigers that we haven't seen in a week or 2 on the court. A good job there by Hogan and Church keeping that one alive. And Day will pick up another kill. 2 in a row there for E.J. Day, the freshman.
And again, that started with us playing great defense. Shannon had a great dig there. Shannon Hogan. Again, I'm still first names, and I'm trying to break the habit for the radio or broadcast. Now we need to go fast. We need a good pass, and we'll go fast with it.
Day on the attack on that one. It's kept alive. That'll be a kill for Zara Thomas, number 16, the freshman out of Paulina, Louisiana. So a few different faces on the court. Like I said, Zara Thomas there starting this set. We've also got Audrey Gallagher in. We've got Lexi Castello, Shannon Hogan, E.J. Day, and Kellen Church, who is back to serve for Washita. Doesn't have any tonight, but Church is top 5 in GAC and service aces with 10. And Gallagher's shot there is blocked. That'll be the UAM's first point. 3-1, Cotton Blossoms.
And it's tough no matter what position you are on the court when you come in and you get that first swing, because when you haven't played for a set, you pull down a little bit and you just want to relax a little bit, maybe take a little off that first swing and then blast the second one.
And Day will pick up another kill there. That'll be her fourth of the evening. Yeah, fourth of the evening and third of the set, I do believe.
Yes. And it was unique because our first two swings went to that one corner, and you saw UAM's block squeeze her more towards the pin to try and take that shot away. And then she goes to the opposite corner with it.
Letourneau in, who just served that one away. Fielder with the attack, kept alive by Thornton. And that'll get down, point Washita. They're up now 5-1. So good job bouncing back there. Here to start after losing the first one by 8. Good job to bounce back. Turno serving from the far side. That was a good hit there for UAM.
Yes, it was a good turn. And
it didn't look like the Tigers were expecting that one to land where it did.
I'm not sure that she intended to hit it quite as down as she hit that one. I think she was trying to go deeper with it and kind of miss-hit it. And anytime you miss-hit a ball or whiff it and it goes over, it's just hard for the defense.
Gallagher there with a big attack. Another great dig there by Castello. Thomas sends it over. That'll be a point for UAM. Another good kill there for UAM. They've cut it back to 2 points. It's 5-3. Back to serve now is Amanda Toyota. That was a kill there for Gallagher. I think I was like UAM. I thought that one was going to be a little bit too far and go out, but that got in, and that'll be another point for the Tigers.
That's where the physics of the game kick in, because it's the numbers, the distance from the right side to the opposite corner gives you a little wiggle room for miss-hitting the ball. But again, that's why I like that one corner.
That one's going to be out of bounds. So that one was out of bounds off of UAM, so that will be point for Washita. Caslow to serve. Dig there by Castello. Church passes it over to Fielder. That was a good job there by Fielder. Letourneau keeps it alive. Fielder with another attack. A great volley between the two teams. Fielder gets the block. Letourneau digs that one out. Fielder with another attack. That was blocked but kept alive. Letourneau keeps it alive. Church puts it up. Fielder with another attack. And Washita wins that volley. What a good one it was. A great dig there by Letourneau to get under that one. Barely got her hand under it.
That was just an all-around exciting play. And that's the one that it's a momentum killer. And UAM had taken a little bit back to where they had a couple of good swings, and then you finish off the long rally, and it's exciting for a team. And you could see faces how excited we got after, I think I counted the ball going over 12 times, which is a ton. And I feel bad for whoever's keeping stats because it's impossible to do it.
Like I said, Washita with a great one there. Like I said, it all kind of stemmed on that last dig there by Letourneau. See, I didn't know if she had gotten her hand under it, but the referee said she did.
She did. The court kind of opened up, and you were able to see it really clearly with her hand going there.
But just a great all-around effort. I'm pretty sure everybody on the court touched that one. So Ouachita, UAM took that timeout. Ouachita leads it by 5, 8-3. See, the hitting percentage has gone up to 143 now for Ouachita and 250 for Henderson.
We had 9 kills in the first set and 8 errors. And this one we're 7 kills and 0 errors. So it's just, it kind of flips from any given set or any given stretch in a set. But that's that difference we were talking about in the first set. If you just eliminate a few errors and convert those into kills, and all of a sudden it's a 2 or 3 point game as opposed to a 7 or 8 point.
So Ouachita 2 serve it away. It's Castello. Ouachita with a 5-point lead here in set number 2. Another good volley started here. Lowe puts it back over. Good dig by Castler back there from the back row. That one will go off the hands of UAM. Another point for Ouachita. Now up 9-3. So Gallagher picks up her second kill of the night. And that'll go out on the service error there for Castello. 5-point set here, 9-4, Ouachita. Number 2, Michaela Brown back to serve for UAM. A little bit of miscommunication there on the back row. Oh no, we'll be out of bounds, so good eye there by the Tigers. I thought that one was close, but good eye there at the last second to pull back on that one. Ouachita lead back up to 6 points.
And it's very easy as a coach or the opposite end of the court, when you serve a ball that you think's close, you'll continue to go, this is in, and all of a sudden you'll realize, when you watch it on video, you see that it was out by a foot.
That'll go off the hands of Castello for a point for UAM. Back to 5 points up here, 10-5. Isabel Combs, the freshman at Oregon. It is blocked but kept alive. Good dig by Castlew, kept alive by Church. Fielder sends it over and gets the kill. Good kill there for Fielder, her 5th of the evening. Ouachita leads it 10-6. Hogan back to serve now for the Tigers. Letourneau and Fielder checked out for Hogan
and Day.
Thank you.
You bet.
Well, scoreboard now says 11-6 Ouachita lead. Hogan with a good dig there. Church puts it over to Day on the far side. And that'll go out of bounds. So that'll be a point for Ouachita.
And with that error, that's only UAM's second error of the night as far as hitting goes, but that's the difference between us terminating and making mistakes. And that was a service ace for Shannon Hogan.
I believe that would be the first ace of the evening for Ouachita. And they go up 13-5.
And Shannon will probably try and serve it back in that same general part of the court towards the middle of it.
Feed by there, Libero. Church puts it over and gets a kill there on that one. Ouachita will take a 14-5 lead. And there'll be, looks like UAM will take another timeout here. Ouachita leads at 14-5. Off to a good start here in set number 2 for Ouachita.
And it's just that you look at the hitting percentage, and that's the difference for us. The fact that we're terminating is taking the opportunity for Monticello to have swings, so that's why their hitting percentage goes down, because everything's a free ball or junk ball back over. And we're swinging well and hitting different spots on the court, and that helps to keep them out of system.
You see their Ouachita's hitting percentage now up to 172 to UAM's 214. If we're talking about the attack errors, they've sent Ouachita now up to 19 kills with only 8 errors, and all those 8 errors came in set number 1.
Yes. So this one, I don't know exactly how many attempts we've had in this particular set, but we've got to be hitting close to 300 in this set. And if you do that, you're going to win the majority of them. Unfortunately, that's one of those stats that can lie. If you hit 300 and it looks great, they hit 320 and it doesn't matter.
So Ouachita looking to continue this 9-point lead here in set number 2, hoping to even this one up at 1 apiece. So UAM took the first match of the series down in Monticello 3-1 back on February 9th. That was just the 3rd game of the season. Getting set back in here, Hogan back to serve. Ouachita wearing their black jerseys tonight. Good job there, buying back, and Church keep that one alive. Hogan have to put it back over. Castlew with a dig. And Lowe gets another kill. Another great job there of finding the hole in the defense and putting that one right where it needed to be.
And throughout this whole second set, we've done a good job of attacking corners. And we're serving more aggressively. We're hitting spots.
Castlew with another dig on that one, looking for Day with the attack, and she'll get another kill as it went off the hands of UAM.
Now we'll probably be looking in the next couple of plays to set the ball to our middle because our outsides have been kind of pulling their middle over. So maybe we can use the middle and swing one towards the 5 corner.
Castlew digs that one out, put it over to Day again, and she'll pick up another kill. That'll be Day's 6th of the evening. Ouachita now leads it by 12, 17-5. You can start to hear the crowd here at SPEC. Kind of get into this one. Pretty good crowd on hand for senior night. And that'll be a service error on Hogan. You only get a point. Still an 11-point set, 17-6. Back now to serve for UM is going to be number 13, Caitlin Richburg out of Magnolia, Texas. That was going to go too far out. And that'll be an 18-6 lead now for the Tigers. Looks like we'll have a couple substitutes as Joni Snyder is checking in for Emily Lowe now. This is going to be Schneider's first appearance of the season. She'll be serving it here. Schneider, a sophomore out of Garland, Texas. That'll be a point for UAM.
And that was just a really good save by their middle, number 11. Or maybe right side. I'm not sure where she's going to go.
But now an 18-7 set here. Ouachita with the lead. Hogan will receive that one. That'll be blocked out of bounds. Point Ouachita.
Now's when I would really love to see Day, the next ball that she gets set, unless it's a perfect, if it's perfect, go for it. But I'd love to see her just do a little off-speed tip or a swing just to throw something different at them.
That'll be a point for Ouachita. You could hear the crowd there cheer out. That'll be out there. Ouachita now with a 22-7 lead. We talked about being the first to 20 with a 3-point lead, and now Ouachita with a 13-point. They've got a little bit of wiggle room here. That'll be another kill for Day, her 8th.
That's that off-speed swing that she's got it in her, obviously, repertoire, but to see her use it countless times tonight, I think that may be her 4th kill down the line with that swing. And it's Church back to serve again. So Church, a freshman out of Jonesboro.
That one will hit the antenna. Will be another point for Ouachita. They lead it 22-7 here in set number 2.
And that's the chant you hear in every gym. Anytime you make a mistake and the score is a blowout.
That's a fun one to be on the right side of.
Yes.
When it's your side chanting it, it's fun to be on. When it's the other way around, not so much. Especially when you're in a place like Spec, where all the sound gets funneled right down to the court.
Yes, because right now, given the COVID restrictions, everybody's up above the court.
And that would be a kill there for Audrey Gallagher. Tigers have now moved up 23-8. And a hard attack there by Gallagher.
That swing was all set up by the outside being so dominant. The set, it pulled everybody over, and Audrey's got a heavy swing. That probably leave a little red mark.
Now to serve, that was Abby Roberts getting her first. That'll be making her debut on the season. That'll be another kill for Fielder, and we get ready to move to set point. Ouachita up 24-8. Said Roberts back to serve. Roberts, a sophomore defensive specialist out of Shreveport, Louisiana.
I'd love to see her serve a short serve right here, but she's going to push it deep not to make the.
So UAM trying to keep this set alive. Ouachita looking to pick up their first set win of the day. And that hit from Gallagher is going to go out a little bit too far. Now a 24-9 lead for Ouachita. You've got 15 points of wiggle room if I do my math right there.
And it would take a very special circumstance for that to happen. But if you're OBU, you want to finish on this point and not let them feel any momentum.
That was a great job there by Church to keep that one alive. There again, Church keeps it alive. That one's going to be blocked right back down into the court by UAM's number 2, Michaela Brown. A 24-10 set now. Ouachita still leads it. That one's received by Roberts. Good attack there by Gallagher. They keep it alive. That's an impressive job there by UAM to keep that one going. Zara Thomas's shot is put back into the court. 24-12 now. Or 24-11. Ouachita needs to go ahead and get this one and go ahead and get it down like you talked about to not let UAM get too much momentum.
Yeah, just keep them below 14. 15's another one of those little mental things. You can talk in fives and go, if we just took our 4 hitting errors out, then all of a sudden it's a 5-point game. And
Fielder looking to end that one, but it stays alive. Church keeps it up. Fielder with another attack. Good dig by Castello. And that one's going to go out of bounds, and Ouachita picks up set number 2 off the kill from Riley Fielder. That was Fielder's 7th on the night.
15 kills from the outside. And I do think that both of them, all of their kills have been when they're in that outside position.
So Ouachita takes set number 2. It's all tied up here. Ouachita wins that one 25-11. We will be taking a quick break here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
Getting directions to Ouachita Baptist University.
Welcome back to Ouachita Baptist University. In honor of National Athletic Training Month, Ouachita would like to recognize frontline workers helping keep our athletic families safe, our athletic trainers. During March, athletic trainers across America are being recognized for their commitment to helping people prevent injuries, stay healthy and active, and most recently leading the way with establishing COVID-19 protocols. As healthcare professionals, they are highly educated and dedicated to the job at hand. Athletic trainers can be found in high schools and colleges, corporations, professional sports, the military, performing arts, clinics, hospitals, and physician offices. Athletic trainers impact healthcare through action. Ouachita would like to salute the following athletic trainers for their essential role in providing quality health care for our athletes every day. They are Ashley Harris, Heather Price, Kayla Johnson, and Zeb Callahan. We appreciate each and every one of you. Like I said, we could not do it without them here at Ouachita. They've been a big part of all we've been able to do with COVID protocols here.
You know, I can't imagine having coached in this situation, to be honest, as I look back on it and go, all the struggles you face and how much they help just in normal situations, much less in something like this where they're constantly having to monitor temperature, check on the kids. Anybody that's gone under any kind of protocol, they're having to monitor them and make sure they're safe and take them food where they've stayed. I mean, it's been a very unique process this year, but they've done a great job with it.
And it's not just having to do the temperatures of the players and the coaches. Usually with basketball, when they were limiting who all can come in, they were having to take our temperatures to meet. Anybody working there had to have their temperature taken, a COVID form filled out, and I mean, so they already have a heavy workload, and this year's just about doubled, if not tripled, what they already have to do. And so we really appreciate all they do for us here at Ouachita. Getting ready to start set number 3 now. Ouachita now leading UAM in hitting percentage. Now they've gotten it all the way back up to 210. Their average for the season is a 128. I mean, that's overall. That's when you take all stats together.
Yes.
So you get that 128. So, you've got some outliers on there.
Sure,
that gives it there.
It factors in that 0.25 that they hit last set, and then factors in the 330 or whatever we hit this set. But at the end of a match, if you're hitting in that 200 range, you've had a pretty good day.
That one's going to go out there so first point in set number 3 will go to the Tigers.
And we have evened out a lot of the stats. But again, the way we played the first set is almost exactly how UAM played the second set. So we'll just see if we can keep our momentum rolling, or if there's that moment again where both teams kind of step up. And
that'll be another attack error there for UAM as that one went too far out. That'll be 2-0 Tigers. Church back to serve once again. That one was blocked by Thomas. A great block. Hogan's got to put it back over. Good job keeping it alive. Good dig there by Hogan again. Day's shot is blocked, but it'll go out of bounds. Point Tigers. A good job there by Ouachita. So Day leads all players with kills with 8. That's going to be, like I said, Ouachita up 3-0 now. Good dig there by Hogan. Castro got to put it over. And that'll be a kill there for Michaela Brown. For UAM, they'll get their first point of the set. Ouachita leads at 3-1.
that's the start you want to have, though, after you come off a game where you kind of dominate. Go ahead and have a couple of good plays and keep that feeling going.
Day shot is blocked, but it's kept alive. That'll be a attack error there for Day. Breaks it a 3-2 set. So that is Kinsey Thornton back there to serve it away for UAM. Seems to have one of the faster serves on the court tonight.
Yeah, she does. I mean, she does that true jump serve top spin, which there are times that for some reason it's really hard to pick up, but it's one of the easier serves to pass. a ball that floats on you, a jump floater, flat floater, whatever they want to call them, those are hard to pass because the ball moves on you. But a topspin serve, if you get underneath it, it's going to go to the same spot that you're reading.
That was going to be a block, and they'll stay in bounds. So that'll be a kill there for UAM. And now a 4-3 set. The attacker there on Fielder, and we're tied up at 4.
In that particular set, I bet you Church next year doesn't quite get that ball as tight.
And Gallagher puts it right through to the court there, through the block. Point Ouachita, they're up 5-4. It was a great job there by Gallagher, the sophomore out of Henrietta, Texas. And UAM answers right back with a kill from Brown to tie it back up at 5.
And right now, UAM's gotten back into a little bit of that rhythm. They're serve receiving well, and they've had quite a bit of success from the middle to the right side of the court. Their outside hitters are playing consistent, but they're not terminating it consistently. But right now, the setter's live, so that takes the right side position out.
And Lowe will pick up another kill. So that'll put Tigers back up on top, 6-5.
And then J.J. Mack is back to serve, senior.
And Mack, the senior from Little Rock, serves that one away. And that'll be a kill there for Ouachita.
And I'm not sure who was in the net that time. There was a net violation, but if the officials don't call it, it's technically not a violation.
And it's only a violation if you get called on it. Good dig there by Day. Fielder with the attack. It's kept alive. That one's going to go out. Point Ouachita. They're back up to a 3-point lead, 8-5.
That's one thing about what we're doing defensively. We're getting a lot of touches on everything they swing at. And if you can, even if you junk it back over like we've had to do a couple of plays, then you force them to make a good play. And this particular set, they're not doing it. They're hitting everything deep.
Good block there by that front row. That was a good attack there by UAM.
And setters tend to do this a lot. Anytime one setter dumps the ball, the other setter wants to do it. And
Isabel Combs to serve for Ouachita, received by Mack. I'll go out of bounds. Hits the line judge there, but it'll be point for UAM. It's now 8-7. All right, so that is number 24, Isabel Combs from Oregon, back to serve. Fielder with another attack that was out of bounds. We're tied back up at 8.
And now we're back in that position. You're starting scratch from 0. First one to 25 still. Actually, first one to 17 now. But we're serve receiving well. We just need to terminate the ball.
That was a good job by UAM keeping that one alive. They had to settle to get that one back over. Fielder's shot is blocked, but that's a good job there by the Tigers keeping that one going. Good dig by Mack. And Church, Day puts it over. Fielder with another attack. It'll go out of bounds off the hands of Monticello. Point Tigers. They take a 9-8 lead. So I'm looking at this roster here for UAM. And this is something I haven't seen from the volleyball that we've seen yet. There's not a single Arkansas person on this roster.
Well, it's not uncommon when you get a new coach that comes in, and I'm not sure her background. I'd have to look and read the bio. But a lot of times a coach will come in from a different area, and they're more familiar with recruiting that area. or if they're from a JUCO, they're familiar with JUCO kids, and they'll bring a lot of kids in from that area. And then after a year or two of them seeing some more of the high school games and some of the club volleyball here, they'll pick up a couple of kids from Arkansas.
Just looking at here, all but 4 are from Texas. And then the other 4 are from Oregon, Brazil, Missouri, and Nebraska. Hogan puts that one back over. It's a little bit too much, and UAM will take their first lead of this set, 10-9.
And again, a lot of that is just where your recruiting base. I know when I first took the job here, I was more familiar with Texas. A lot of our kids were from Texas, and then as it progressed, we got to the point where we were about 50-50, and then we'd pick up, I shouldn't say 50-50, but almost 50-50, and we'd pick up somebody from Missouri or Oklahoma, and you just kind of expand it. And I know the majority of our team now is Texas and Arkansas.
So it's Texas and Arkansas pretty much, with a few from Louisiana and
Yes.
one from Texas. Or no, one from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Okay, so yeah.
That was it.
And I think that's the first kid in a while that we've had from Louisiana, which is kind of exciting to open up another doorway.
That would be another kill there for UAM. I believe that was number 4.
Yes.
Willimon. And they're now up 12-9, and it looks like Coach Frizz will call timeout. We actually do have another one from Missouri. Steinmeier is from Missouri. And so a lot of Arkansas, a lot of Texas.
Definitely a regional-based team.
Like I said, it's pretty much all from the surrounding area here. We see that in most of the sports. So a couple from Louisiana. Like I said, but UAM leads this one 12-9. We're about even in hitting percentage now. I said Washita has had, it looks like they've had 4 attack errors this set so far, so we need to get that number back down.
Yes, and you're not going to have a lot of sets where you have 0 or 1. It's just not how it works. But you want to keep it in that 3 or 4. You get up sneaking up on 7 and 8, and you're giving up, even if the other team's blocking well, you're giving up a lot of free points that way. An 8-point swing at any point is huge.
That's one of those things, like, I mean, of course you're not, it's very rare to see one go with 0 attack errors. It's just how it's just how it works. But you don't want to give the other, like I said, with any error, you don't want to give them that many points. Because volleyball is one of those sports that we've talked about. If you make 1 error, it's a point.
Yes.
Automatically. It's not like the other sports where you have somebody else backing you up, or you can make an error, but it doesn't affect the scoreboard necessarily. A good attack there by Day. Low with the attack on that one, gets down, and she'll get the kill. That should be her 5th of the evening.
And one thing I really liked about what we just did is we set the ball outside to the pin. She swings hard. They make a good defensive play. And then we go to the other pin on a slide, and that spreads the court out and makes it hard for them to be able to close both sides.
So Lowe serves that one away. UAM just has to get it back over. Day's shot is blocked and kept alive. That was a great dig
by JJ.
Good job there by Lowe. Over to Day. And her shot's blocked back into the court. Back to a 3-point set.
And that was unfortunately, that was just a great block.
So we saw Washita struggle with some blocks there against Henderson. They were able to win that one, but they didn't. SIU didn't really present that much of an obstacle when it came to blocking last week.
No, they just play scrappy on defense, and when they started terminating, it was a point-for-point set.
Another kill there for UAM, back up 4 points now. Washita's going to need to get on a little bit of a run here to get back in. I mean, anything can happen. And that'll be another kill for Day. That's her 10th. She now goes into double digits.
We've talked about this each time we've watched her play. She's got such a huge upside. And the more court experience she gets and just the more confidence she gets, in other shots. So she's a very confident, heavy swinger, but she'll get more and more confident in those roll shots, and then her whole game will open up even more.
Today is second on the team in kills, so that one goes out of bounds there, point back to UAM. So coming into tonight, she was second on the team in kills with 50 and 2.27 per set, which for somebody who's played most sets, so that's leading. That'll be a service error there for UAM, gives the Tigers back a point, back to a 3-point set. Tigers about to serve this one away. That's Day. And that's going to be a service error on Day. Brings it back to a 4-point set.
And again, if you just look at the first set versus second set and now the third one, it's more of us playing ourselves out of some points than necessarily UAM taking the big lead and just dominating the set.
Good Washita gets a point back there. Back to a 3-point set. Castello back to serve this one. Serving from the far side this time. Castello with another dig.
He called a double on our setter, which it was, unfortunately.
It'll be a point to UAM. They're now back up 4, 17-13. Brown to serve it for UAM. Received by Fielder. Fielder with the attack. Kept alive by their libero. Fielder gets the attack again. A great dig there by Castello, but couldn't get back on it there. Now up to a 5-point lead.
That picture play is one that one corner is hard because the setter is playing back to play it, and then she has to release, and then your libero comes behind it, and you typically release late, which is why the ball died. Perfect pass, just the setter couldn't get there.
And Lowe will pick up another kill. And Tigers cut it down to 18-14.
I like that in the second set and now this one that we're using all three hitters, all three positions. We'll say 3 hitters, but it's actually 5 or 6 of them that get to play those. So.
And that'll be a service ace for Mack. That'll be her 7th of the season. Back to a 3-point set here. Mack back to serve it again. Mack, one of the 2 seniors out of Little Rock and Pulaski Academy. Just an error there on Mack. Takes it back to a 4-point set. UAM leads at 19-15. Fielder on the attack there, and that'll be a kill there for Riley Fielder. So Fielder is a junior out of Little Rock, Arkansas. So that was her 8th kill.
That's another one of those swings, though. It wasn't her hardest swing, it was placement. And a lot of times you can score a lot of easy points just by placing it.
That was actually Fielder's 9th kill, so she's nearing double digits as well. Good dig there by Hogan. Day with the attack, and it gets down. Make it 11 on the day for Day. And UAM will call a timeout here. They lead it 19-17. So you see everything here really starting to, is just kind of starting to evening up all the way across. Like I said, hitting percentage is .005 difference. The attack errors, like I said, we've had a few this set.
Well, again, but you take that first set out, our 8, and you're talking almost, and I think they had 1 the first set. We're, unfortunately, error for error with them there as well. And I'm not sure on digs yet.
We can just scroll down on that one.
I'll let you do it.
We're leading them by 9 in digs, 59-50. So
and again, you think about the fact that we had eight hitting errors. That's 8 digs that they had an opportunity to get. They probably wouldn't get all of them, but they might get a couple. And all those stats kind of factor around each other. The good thing is, I think we had 3 receiving errors in the first set, and now we've only had 1 since. And those are the mistakes that. It's the hard part when you miss a serve or when you get aced. You don't get there's no forgiveness. You don't get to make up for it in any way. If you shank a pass, somebody might touch it, but if you get aced, that's the end of it. And it's Hogan back to serve again.
So Washita trying to cut back into this lead. That'll be another kill for E.J. Day.
And right now, E.J. is just going over the top of the block, which is, if you can go over the top of the block, it makes it really hard to defend behind it. And she's hitting to that zone, which the block should take away.
Hogan back to serve again. Once again, Hogan, a senior from Plano. Day with another attack. That time was blocked, kept alive by Lowe, and it'll go out of bounds. Point back to UAM. So UAM gets to 20 first, but they're only up by 2.
It's a big point.
And Washita gets that one to make it a 1-point. Set off the service error by number 13, Caitlin Richburg.
Number 20.
That is Joni Schneider back to serve once again for Washita. Saw her come in earlier. Made her debut earlier in set number 2. That'll be a point there for the Tigers. We're all tied up here at 20.
Now, if UAM happens to run that play again with number 11 kind of going right behind the setter, we better be ready for a tip right behind our outside blocker's hands, because that's what she was trying to do there and missed it.
So Schneider serves again. Schneider, a sophomore out of Garland, Texas. That'll be an attack error there on UAM, and Washita takes the lead for the first time since the score was 9-8.
Yes.
As Washita had a lead 9-8, then UAM came back and made it 10-9. First lead Washita's had. That'll go off the hands, and we'll be tied back up at 21. So back now to serve for UAM is going to be number 1, Katie Pearson out of Kansas City, Missouri. Received by Hogan. That was blocked, but it went out of bounds. So we point for UAM. They go back up a point, 22-21. Day with another attack, gets another kill, her 13th of the match. Tied back up at 22.
Any idea if the Henderson game was her career high at 15 or 16, whatever she had?
I believe it was. I can check back here on her side. Castle, the dig there, just went too far out. So that'll be point back to UAM.
And this has been an exciting set with a big run by UAM and then us to fight back into it. And now the humidity on the floor plays a factor.
And it is definitely heating up outside recently. So here's a freshman here. They get ready to serve. Day with the attack again. It's blocked but kept alive by Hogan. Day with the attack again. This time they go over the front row. UAM keeps it alive. Kept alive by Thomas. Gallagher puts it back over. Blocked but kept alive, and good dig there by Church. Now to Castlo, over to Day. Puts it out. Stays in. Great dig by Castlo. Stays alive again. Day puts it back over, but it's going to be out. And UAM takes a 2-point lead. See, now, Day actually beat her season high against Henderson last week against SAU, where she had 16. Pretty much that's pretty much against SAU, or against SAU is where she got a lot of her
career highs.
Yeah, career highs. So she has one assist there against Henderson, and Diggs against Harding. Like I said, kills is 16. Looking to, she's on pace to beat it tonight.
Yes. I'd like to see her get one step closer to it on this next play. Of course, if we're in system here, there's a good opportunity to run it to the middle and get a pretty easy swing.
So Ouachita's got to get you've got to get 2 points in a row here.
Yes. And here you may or may not say anything about serve receive if you're the coach. You may just, they know they got to get this. And then say, when we get the good pass, here's what we're going to run. And you're doing everything you can to keep it alive. Which in the few sets matches I've been able to watch here and then a couple of them on the road, the team they don't lay down. So no matter what happens on this point, they'll be ready for the next set. They've done a really good job of just kind of bouncing back.
The UAM to serve. That's the number 4, Faith Williman.
Now, if UAM's very confident and she can do it, they call a short serve here, and they serve it right into the middle of the court and make everybody converge on it.
So it's set point here for UAM, and it'll be out. Point Ouachita, 23-24. Still set point for UAM.
14. EJ Day is back to serve.
And Day is going to be back to serve. Day has struggled in the service category with 2 aces and 8 errors coming in.
This one, she just wants to go kind of soft to the middle.
Up alive, and that's going to go out. As I said, it went off the hands there of Day. So that'll be set point there for UAM. They'll take set 3, 25-23, and take a 2-1 lead here at Ouachita Baptist University. We'll be right back with set number 4. We'll take a quick break here on like I said, you're watching Ouachita Volleyball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
I've heard people say, "Oh, a cheetah."
Wichita.
Achita.
Oh, a cheetah.
Is it pronounced Oakita?
Searching for Ouachita Baptist University.
Back in Texas, everybody pronounces it Wichita, but really, it's Ouachita.
Washita. Washita.
How would you pronounce it?
Washita.
Washita.
It's Ouachita Baptist University. Get it right.
It's Washita, people. It's Washita.
Washita.
On my team, I thrive to work as hard as I can. Whatever you do on the field, there's a positive correlation to whatever else you do, be it personal relationships, homework, the way you carry yourself. I've changed since I got to King University. It's really helped me to develop as a leader. I think it's honestly the best thing that's ever happened.
And welcome back to Sturgis Physical Education Center here on the campus of Ouachita Baptist University. We are getting ready for set number 4. UAM leads this one 2-1 after winning set 3, 25-23. The sets have gone like this tonight. UAM took set 1, 25-17. Ouachita answered back 25-11. Then UAM, like I said, just won set 3, 25-23. Ouachita's going to have to get back in this one here if they're going to have to push this one to 5 sets if they're going to want to win tonight on senior night.
And again, we talked about it after set 1. We had 8 errors in that last set, and you lose by 2. It's just eliminate a couple. Don't play perfect because it's not the game. And a lot of times volleyball is not about playing perfect. It's about the team that makes the least mistakes. And you see it in tennis, a lot of when they have a, what do they call them? I used to know tennis, but when they have the serving ace and they have the double faults. Thank you.
I said tennis is not mine. That's not my forte.
But when they have the double fault, then it's an error that you make, and you can't even have a chance for the other person to do anything about it. And that was the difference. As we made our rally to get back into it, we started getting touches on everything, and we cut out some of our mistakes.
So Ouachita's going to have to play pretty cleanly, though, on this set. So this is a must-win set here.
And again, we talked about it. We want to limit the number of errors.
So Church serves that one away to start it. Good dig there by Hogan. Day with the attack is going to be blocked out of bounds. Another kill for Day. Make it 14.
I'd like to see her break her career high while she's front row this time.
She is on pace to do it. So she's gotten 14 through 3 sets. Church serves that one away again. UAM will answer back with a point on that one. Tying up at 1 apiece here. Back to serve is going to be number 1, Katie Pearson. Received by Hogan. Day with the attack on the outside. Blocked out of bounds again. Make it kill number 15 for E.J. Day. Day leads all, I want to say scorers because I'm used to saying basketball,
yes,
but leads all players here with 15 total kills. And that was going to be just out from Day. Tied back up at 2.
It'd be interesting. We did this with a player several years back that, as a freshman, would miss a lot of serves by about 1.5 feet, 2 feet long. And we backed her way up on the court. And then over the course of the freshman year, sophomore year, and junior year, she got closer and closer and closer. But it allowed her to kind of have that high energy that she was, and it controls it a little bit. And I'd love to see EJ back up maybe just a step. Because the last couple of serves she's missed have landed in the black, so you're talking 3 or 4 feet.
So UAM got that point. They now lead it 3-2. Fielder with the attack.
And followed through to the net. So
be another point for UAM on that one. Now up by 2. Kenzie Thornton back to serve. And fielder's shot gets blocked back into Thomas, who gets it up, but nobody else can get there to get it. It looks like we'll have a sub. Fielder's going to go out, and Steinmeier's going to come in. Ouachita down 3 here in set number 4. Must-win set for the Tigers to force a 5th. William picks up another kill on that one. Now a 4-point set. Steinmeier's attack goes out. It's kept alive by Thornton, who puts it back over. And Gallagher's attack there is an error, goes into the net. Now 5-point set, 7-2 in favor of UAM. And Coach Frizz will call a timeout. First one of the set. UAM leads at 7-2.
And those are tough points as a coach because you did everything right to set yourself up for it, and then you just don't get the results that you want. Because that's, again, it's exponential. Instead of being 6-3, it's 7-2. So instead of a 3-point set, it's 5 now. But I still like what I see when you look at freshmen and go, look at where they are today. And generally speaking, freshmen get better throughout the course of their career. Sometimes they have a sophomore slump. We've had a couple of those over the years where you go, they had a great freshman year and your expectations are high, and then that sophomore bug gets them, and then they have a great junior and senior year.
It's one of the things about what I've seen here. The ceiling is very high for this Ouachita team. Like, all the young talent here, like I said, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with here in the GAC, especially when everything gets back to normal. You're able to play all 11 other schools instead of just playing the same 6 twice.
And it's tough. We saw it with basketball. It's tough when you play the same teams kind of over and over. Even though you'll play them twice every year, it's nice to throw other teams in the mix. And it's been short turnaround. Or it has for me, just kind of getting to watch it. I couldn't believe that I was like, hey, they're already playing UAM again. And we don't have those 2 weekends out of the year where you're going to Oklahoma, or 3 weekends, I guess now.
And so the travel for this one's all been just against Arkansas. And Ouachita trails by 5 here in set number 4. That one's going to be out. But it will go off the hands of Ouachita for another point for UAM to make it 8-2. Ouachita going to need to settle in here and come back from this one. They need to get on a short run to cut back into this 6-point deficit. So that's the set there. Steinmeier's going to put it back over. Good dig by Church. Puts it over for Steinmeier again with the attack. Castro back there for a dig. Steinmeier with the attack again. Goes off of UAM's number 1. That is Pearson and into their head coach. Point back for Ouachita. Back to a 5-point set, 8-3.
I like that when she subbed in, she just came in swinging. And again, it's hard to do, and she's had several swings that are just spot on placement-wise.
Good dig there by Day. Just couldn't get it up high enough. Back to 6 points here. 9-3. Received by Day. Another dig by Day. Steinmeier with the attack. Blocked right back into the court by Brown. And number 9, Madison Clewine.
And we just had a sub with Riley coming back in for Steinmeier.
So Fielder in now for Steinmeier. UAM to serve it away, received by Day. Gallagher with the kill, went off the hands of UAM. Ouachita gets the point there. Now down to a 6-point set. UAM leads at 10-4.
And that's what you need, is you need a couple of those plays to go your way. I think that ball is probably one out. And then we caught the break by them touching it.
Mack to serve. Great dig there by Castelo. Day with the attack. Kept alive by Williams libero. Castelo sets it up for Fielder. A good dig there by UAM. Low with another good kill. That's going to go way back out of bounds. People went into chairs and ended up on the ground. Point Ouachita. Now 5-point set. Got to give good effort there from Michaela Brown. And I believe that was Thornton who went into the chairs there in the sidelines. Max serves it away again. It's 10-5 UAM. Washita trying to cut back into the lead. Good dig there by Mack. Fielder over there to the side. Soft touch over. And that's an attack error on Pearson. Now to a 4-point set, 10-6.
And again, you're talking about a couple of breaks though, but Washita Riley there, instead of swinging at a ball that she probably shouldn't swing hard at, she did a great job of rolling it short.
Off of Day, and it'll go out of bounds. Point for UAM. Back to 5-point set here, 11-6. Brown back to serve. Received by Day. Over to Fielder. Blocked back. Day keeps it alive. Puts over by Church. Another good save there by Church. Gassler gives it to Fielder again.
We just need to terminate here. It's got to be one of those things where you just want it a little bit more.
Good dig there by Fielder. Good attack there, but a good dig by UAM's libero. That's going to go out, but it'll go off the hands of Washita. Point UAM. Back to a 6-point set.
And this is a tough one as a coach, as a player. You look at it and go, we're making some really good plays. We're just not able to finish the play. And at this point, UAM is they're terminating balls.
And UAM's going to call a timeout there. They're up 12-6. Said Washita's going to have to settle in here. Washita's had a few more attack errors. Hitting percentage is still close, leaning towards the UAM side. They're 186 to Washita's 159.
Yeah, when you look at it, kind of the first set and the third set, we took ourselves out of opportunities to have some easy points. And then the second set, UAM took themselves out of a lot of plays, but we played really well. Third set was kind of a balance, but we still had too many hitting errors. And at this point in the fourth set, I think we've only had 2 hitting errors in this set, but UAM is just terminating the ball. This set.
So Washita's going to have to focus in. Coach Friesen, you can see assistant coach Jalissa Trotter there. So Trotter's a first-year assistant coach here with Washita Syracuse University.
She's got ties to the Arkadelphia area. Her mom played volleyball at Henderson years ago, and she was phenomenal. And I can only imagine how good Jalissa was by being a setter at Syracuse.
So playing D1 Power 5 volleyball up in New York for the Orange. A good dig there by Mack over to Fielder. Lowe's going to have to attack there. It's going to go through the net. Blocked there out of bounds off a low. Point to UAM. 13-6 now. It looked like a couple of UAM players there got in the net on that one, but nothing was called.
Nothing was called, and it's always hard because sometimes the ball will just get kind of pinned in there by your arms.
Low with a good attack there, but it's kept alive. That one's going to go out, so Washita finally gets a point back. Now it's going to be 13-7.
And we've already seen it a couple of times in this match alone where the other team was down 5 or 6 and they rallied back. So it's just a matter of keeping it close enough to where when you do rally back, you don't feel like you fought so hard just to tie it up.
Hogan now back to serve. And one thing about these Tigers we've seen, they don't give in that easy. They'll usually give anybody they're playing all they want. Good idea there by Church. Lowe with the attack, and he'll get through. Emily Lowe gets another kill. Washita cuts it down to 5 points. Hogan back to serve again.
And one unique thing about volleyball, there are a lot of opportunities when you get on the floor to really slow the game down. in basketball, you have extra timeouts. In volleyball, you get 2. So a young lady will tie her shoe. You'll have a kid dive, and they'll go wipe that up, and they'll wipe it up extra long. And all those things just factor into what your next serve does.
Good serve there by Hogan. And we go off the hands of Castello. Point back to UAM. There'll be a kill by Isabel Combs. (14-8) now. UAM received by Hogan. Up to low. It's initially blocked, but kept alive. Blocked again. Point goes to Ouachita. Great job there by that front row for the Tigers.
And that was a huge time to do that.
Quick sub. Joni Schneider now in for Emily Lowe. Seen her in 3 straight sets now.
Yes, and this is a great decision to put somebody in that's a little bit better on defense.
And that one will go out. Point back to Ouachita. Down to a 4-point set.
Because Emily Lowe has a good serve, and she does very well with it. But anytime you get somebody in that's going to be able to cover like a certain defensive area instead of going, Emily, you got the small part.
And that one's going to be a hard attack there off of Hogan. Point back to UAM. They now lead it 15-10 here in set number 4. Good serving now is UAM's libero, number 13. That is Caitlin Richburg. Received by Hogan. Over to Day, and that'll go out. Point for UAM. Back to a 6-point set now. Ouachita's got to settle in here. They had started to cut back into it, then they let UAM get on a short run here. That'll be a kill there for UAM's number 4. That's Weileman.
We talked about it earlier. She's leading their team in kills, and that was just a smart play with placement.
Ouachita calls a timeout there. Down 7 at 17-10 here in set number 4. UAM leads it in sets 2-1. Ouachita's going to have to settle in here and get on a good run. We've seen them get on 10-0 runs before. We haven't seen it tonight, but we have seen them get on those larger runs before, and they're going to have to get on one here if they're going to want to get back in this. Like I said, you don't like losing at all, but you really don't like losing at home, and you really don't like losing on senior night.
No, and it's the tough thing about volleyball. Now, I'll just tell a little brief history to take a little talk off this. Arkansas Tech was one of the more dominant teams in our conference for years. And the way the conference was set up, Harding was the other dominant. We would start the conference season out against Harding and end the first half against Tech, and then start the second half of conference out typically at Harding and end with Tech on senior night here. And it was always, it was a constant battle to just go, guys, like, we have to buy in to do this. And that's the one thing about having this really young team. They're learning through this, all the uniqueness of this past year. They're learning to play together, and hopefully they can pull this out tonight. But if they don't, they're going to always remember this year as a special year and a unique year.
Received by Hogan over to Day. Just out. That was close, but it was out. UAM now goes up 18-10. That one did not miss by much as UAM serves it back over again. Thomas's shot is blocked. EJ Day with another attack. Kept alive by the Cotton Blossoms. Great dig by Castello. Church with the set. Day's shot is blocked again. Day with another attack, this time softer. Great dig by Hogan. Over to Day once again. And that'll be another kill for Day. She's tied her career high at 16 on that one. Still a 7-point set here. Looks like Mack will sub out. And we had Gallagher sub in. Church serving for Ouachita. Dig by Gallagher. Over to Day. Blocked but kept alive. Day again on this one. Into the net but kept alive. It'll be a point for Ouachita.
I was wondering for a moment if they were going to call that for contact because that one was pretty obvious.
Back to a 6-point set here. Church back to serve again. That'll be a service error on Church. Back to a 7-point set. Ouachita needs a run, and they're going to need to do it right here.
Yeah, you'd like to cut it to 4 or so before they get 20, and then you're still talking some numbers. That
was a good kill there for Gallagher. That'll be her 10th of the night. That puts her in double digits. Back to a 6-point set here, 19-13. As Letourneau now back in to serve for Ouachita. Taking some time to wipe up the court here. Letourneau serving from that far side of the court. And it'll be out, and that'll put UAM at 20 points, back to 7-point set. Thomas is going to send that one out. 21-13 now in favor of UAM. Feel like the door is starting to close for Ouachita on this one.
It's a tough road now.
You don't really have much wiggle room. That should be a point for Ouachita, and it is.
Sometimes I'm glad the camera's not facing me because of all my hand gestures going up, calling plays for the refs.
So back to 7-point set here, 21-14. Castelo serves it over.
Now I'm allowed to do that some. I couldn't do it on the bench.
That's going to be out. That'll be an attack error on Gallagher. 22-14. If they want to force 5, Ouachita's going to have to mount an impressive comeback here. You only have 3 points to give.
And that's the hard part. This is when we talk about how errors affect you. You have to play error-free.
That'll be a point there for Ouachita. Back to 7 points.
And J.J. Mack is back to serve.
One of the 2 seniors for the Tigers. So Mack out of Little Rock. Service error on that one goes long. 23-15, 8-point game here. Brown to serve it for UAM. Received by Castelo. Low with the kill on that one. Flips it back to 7 points. A few subs come in. Letourneau out and Fielder out for Hogan and Day. Hogan back to serve now for Ouachita. That's going to go out. That's some miscommunication there on UAM. That'll be another point for the Tigers. Down to 6 points.
That's what you need is a couple of those really, really easy points where you don't have to do much to earn it.
Blocked right back into UAM. They keep it alive. There's an attack error there for UAM. Down to 5-point set. Hogan still back to serve. Hogan, the senior out of Plano, Texas. Dug out by Mack. Low with the attack. Goes long but stays in. Kept alive. Blocked down into the court by Church and Low. 4-point set now, 23-19.
And this is the sub that UM's making. It's not a sub. They're not going to call a timeout because they don't want to let the momentum change like that. So you make a sub, which slows the momentum down a little bit.
Hogan back to serve once again for the Tigers.
If we get this point, though, it wouldn't surprise me to see UM take the timeout.
And UAM gets a point on that one to send it to match point, 24-19. Ouachita's got to score 5 straight to stay in it. Not the situation you want to be in here if you're Ouachita. Isabel Combs back to serve it away. Like I said, match point here for the Cotton Blossoms. Tigers down 5, 24-19. Received by Hogan. Gets over to Day and we'll end on an attack over there. And that will do it for the match. UAM's wins this one in 4, 3-1. Winning set 4, 25-19. Ouachita will fall to 3-5 on the season. UAM improves to 3-5 on the season. So depending on what happens with the Henderson Arkansas Tech, there might be a 3-way tie for third.
And if I were just guessing all things consistent, it'll probably be 3-5 for Henderson. Even though they played a great match against Harding about a week ago, but still lost in 5.
Well, Tech did get beat recently as SAU went and upset Arkansas Tech, which was interesting to see.
Well, there's one thing about it. Any given night, any of these teams can beat the other team.
Exactly.
It's a matter of how well they play in the moment. And unfortunately tonight, this is not the same exact team that I watched against SAU against Henderson. But they had a tough matchup for some reason against UAM tonight and when they played UAM at their place. Both of them were 3-1 wins for UAM. So there's something to be said about what UAM is able to do to this.
Like I said, Ouachita was pretty much in it all the way. I mean, they were able to fight back there and bring it within 6 there in the final set. So we're getting ready to have senior night festivities here, so we'll stay on air for that. Hopefully you will be able to pick it up through one of our microphones.
But it will be a little bit soft. It looks like that was the issue tonight, was the main speakers weren't working. But it is J.J. Mack and Shannon Hogan.
Yep, the 2 seniors here for Ouachita. They've had a good run, like I said, as seniors. Like I said, the season's not over yet. You'll still have the tournament. But they've been 2 key members here for this Tiger team. They were freshmen under your last year here.
Yes. And they both played as freshmen. And from what I've seen, they played since. So, but it's always a learning curve, and that's kind of the glory of college life. You know, it's been such a unique year everywhere. But the fact that they've been able to get back into school and get back into the flow of it and to be able to play this game. Because it's tough. There were some fall sports that seniors ended their career without even getting to play and football down.
Exactly. Said football having, like I said, that's the one sport in the GAC that, or here at Ouachita at least, that doesn't get to play. I said every other sport going on here in the spring. I said I am glad that these seniors here and all the other sports are getting to have their final seasons. I know there's been a few athletes here and there that have decided to come back for that 5th or that extra year of eligibility through the NCAA. We've got 2 graduates with the softball team this year.
And it's unique because it's kind of a unique opportunity to come back, but depending on where you are in life, you know, I've got a friend of mine that was coaching, and one of his young ladies was getting married this spring, and she opted to not come back because she's moving forward with life. And that's the reality to college sports, is it's what's next. Everything about life is day to day, but it's that next day that matters. The moment you're in, and then you go, here we are, what's next for us? And I've been really proud of, you know, just over the years of JJ and Shannon, just getting to see them do this and seeing the maturity and how they've grown, and it's just neat.
Should be getting close here.
You kind of have that proud dad moment at times, and you know.
I'm not quite there yet to know what that one feels like.
No,
but
you got a few years. You start sneaking up on 50 and things. You look at life with a whole different perspective. They joke about midlife crisis, but I don't know that I've had it. I used to joke and say once I hit 35, I was going to count backwards and then back up to see how old I could get. So by those numbers, I'm somewhere around 21. But I've got an almost 15-year-old, a 12-year-old, and a 6-year-old, and that's kept me pretty young. And it is. You just have those things where you look and go, if my daughter turns out like these kids, then we've done a pretty good job as parents. And it looks like they're getting close to getting it started.
Yep. I see one of the freshmen for OSDN over there, Chase Hartzell, doing the PA announcing. So let's hope they can pick it up. It's one of the awkward things about spec, and not being able to use the trailer for volleyball this year. We don't have the wireless mic that we go out there and hand, so that way we get both feeds.
Yes. But it's coming.
Yes, we will be here soon.
And if this were next fall, it would probably be up and running.
Yes. We're just missing, we've got to have a extra power thing put in.
Thank you for giving me all for Take time for yourselves to do what you love and to make memories with friends that will last a lifetime. Be kind to each other and embrace each new player into the Tiger Volleyball family. I'm so thankful to talk about that from each of you, from juniors all the way down to freshmen. Let's kill the rest of the season the best way we know how. Together. I love you all, and as always, roll 10. The second senior we will be recognizing tonight is number 8, Shannon Logan.
Yes, yeah, girl.
Shannon is the daughter of Vernon and James Logan. She's a sport tonight by her parents and her sister, Paula.
That's our sister.
I
never met her.
Yeah, she's already married.
They get married.
We don't see him anymore. Just drop off the face of the earth.
Her father was number 8 volleyball program is being part of the 10 to 13 of the set in the student section scoring report. Here's her message to gratitude. I'd like to thank Coach Lewis and Coach Prescott for Scott to me and giving me this opportunity. Also, thank you to my parents for always supporting me and driving me practice for years. For advice from my teammates and future partners, y'all are good life fast. Love each other and appreciate these moments because they will bring notes. P.S. Always bring your game. You ask her to be her teammates, past and present, and you'll always push her and love her. And lastly, she wants to give a thank you to her fellow senior, JJ, because there is more else she'd rather run on this journey. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up one last time for your Washington Senior.
Like I said, that was the senior night ceremonies there. Hope you were able to hear. Like I said, a little bit awkward situation tonight with some technical difficulties, but two fantastic athletes we got to honor there, and said kind of your last crew in, so you know them better than I would know.
Well, yeah, it was my last official recruiting class, and again, to see those two finish out here and finish out their careers at OBU, it's always exciting. Sorry, a little distraction from one of our basketball players. His sister played for me, Matthew Stanley. But JJ and Shannon are they're great examples of what hard work leads to. Proud of them. It was a privilege getting to coach them and to get to watch them the last 3 years as well. And then obviously from the I was telling you, kind of that dad side, wishing nothing but the best for what they have coming for them in the future.
Like I said, I know this Tiger team will definitely miss them once this season is over. There's going to be two big pairs of shoes to fill for next season. Like I said, you can see them there. Like I said, with their all their senior night gifts, framed jerseys, volleyballs, just like I said, senior night's always one of those special nights, and especially when you've got two fantastic athletes like J.J. Mack and Shannon Hogan. But I believe that's going to do it for our broadcast tonight here at Sturgis Physical Education Center. I'd like to give a shout-out to our OSDN crew. Like we've got Hannah Hickman, Brock Ingold, Luke Robertson, Mackenzie Stewart, who are all working camera tonight. Rachel Sansano was directing. We had Mackenzie Stewart helping with graphics and audio. And we also had Chris Babb here. This has been Matthew Branch talking alongside Danny Prescott. So thank you all for tuning in to Ouachita Volleyball. We'll be back here next week against Harding. So thank you for tuning in. You've been watching the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.